Well, welcome to today's rant from within Florence, or right on the edges. We're certainly in the outer bands. We're getting gusts up to tropical storm uh, strength, and I'm in our place in Fort Mill. Already trees are down all over Charlotte, big ones in different neighborhoods, of course, knocking out power and stuff like that. And you know, please do pray for my trees. I want to show them to you real quick. They're awesome trees. You've been seeing them for a long time, and pray that they don't fall on my little cabin here. That would be a problem. And but we are getting a deluge. I think I'm beginning to know what Noah felt like just a little bit at the beginning. Of course, this is going to be nothing like what he went through, but it's going to be something here for our area. Some have even said the potential is for a 500-year or even a 1,000-year flood, which means the worst flood in 1,000 years. Of course, we were not even a country or even colonies 1,000 years ago, but anyway, do have the potential for unprecedented floods. We've got at least 2 more days of intense, heavy rain coming, and maybe up to 4 days. This storm is just crawling along. You could walk a whole lot faster than this storm is moving. And of course, it's still right near the coast, drawing in a whole lot of, of more moisture from the ocean. It's like feeding it now. And for those of you who ask me a lot about our beach house, it remains under one of the most intense parts of the storm. It's like it has been targeted. And now our house may be the top of it because it's built up on stilts. We have a bottom level, but that's where we store stuff that, tools and things like that. If it gets wiped out, it's not that bad. But first level, you cannot have living space on around the coast. But if you included the stilts, the top of our house at the roof, maybe 45 feet above sea level. And of course, the sea is right in front of us, about 100 yards in front of us from the ocean. And there are dunes blocking it. They're supposed to protect us from storms. Those got breached right away, real early, long before the storm even got close to land. Those dunes were breached at North Topsail Island. Well, then we had a storm surge. I understand it was about 15 feet. And then if you just add waves, 30 feet, which some of them were recorded much bigger than that during the storm. I don't know if at our place, they were way over top of our house. So we don't know if it's still there. If it is, you better believe it will be a miracle, a big miracle. And but we believe in miracles, and we've seen them before. I'm kind of excited to see, of course. It would love that place, but we take it. If it's gone, then we've got other stuff to do, and maybe anyway, we just deal with it. We believe all things work together for good, so we just deal with it. But our people, that's the main thing along the coast. Especially, we have a church in Wilmington. We have friends that have ministries there, and great ministries, and a lot of great people. So far, everyone I've been able to contact, it seems like everybody's fine. Everybody made it through the storm. Of course, it's still really dangerous down there, and will be for days. When you have this kind of rain, the root systems of the trees, the ground gets so saturated and wet that it's easy for even a little gust of wind to push a big tree over. And then you got power lines down everywhere. So we ask you, those who I've been hearing from that are praying for us, we so appreciate it. Please don't stop praying. We've got about a week before the worst may hit us here in Charlotte. I say that because the rains may end, and they may end in 2 days, but the rivers and streams usually peak several days after the rain stops, because even more rain is forecast up in the mountains. And their streams feed all the way down the Catawba River and other rivers that come around here. They're fed by these, and it could take several days for that water to even get down here. That's when you have the peak flooding. Sun shines out, everything's nice. When the worst times hit you in this kind of case. Now, when hurricanes move fast and they get out of here, that's one thing. The worst case is when they're slow like this. Flooding is far more dangerous than anything else with a storm like this. 9 out of 10 people that lose their lives in hurricanes lose them from floods. So, this could be some of the worst floods we've ever seen, could be some of the worst we've ever seen in our country, in our nation. I mean, it really could be that bad. Now, I want to share with you another aspect of this. By the way, I've had friends calling wanting to send stuff, send help, send money, anything to relief. And I so appreciate the generosity of Americans, especially to respond to crises like this. It is just so touching. And companies, I remember down at Katrina, companies, they didn't send us their junk they couldn't sell or couldn't get rid of or whatever. When we had a base down there at point of distribution, they were companies, American companies were sending us trailer loads full of their best stuff. Not their worst, their best. And we thought some of it, like those throwback shirts that cost several $100s each, they were sending us stuff like that to give out to the kids. Anything to touch them and help them when, often many of them have lost so much. And my dogs still require that I keep them entertained during something like this. They don't mind the rain or the wind. But I'm watching a little bit. Some of those trees are really bending and right over our house. But anyway, it is so touching, the response and the generosity of Americans. And almost all who do this are Christians, and a high percentage of those are evangelical Christians. That's what studies have proven that out. And we just so appreciate it. We can take anything you think may be helpful. We're going to have tremendous crises and needs around North and South Carolina. As I said, we at MorningStar, whenever there's a disaster, we don't take a single penny out to administer it. We do that at our own expense. We're sure that 100% of any of your donations will get to needs, actual needs. They're not going to be consumed in a big bureaucracy. So, and we've got some that are stacking up pretty good already. And so we really appreciate that. But main thing we need still for maybe, is prayer. Prayer for protection, prayer for wisdom. And, it's not real safe to get out and run around right now. So we just really ask you for that and appreciate it. Now, one other thing, I have so many people texting me or calling me personally. I can't answer them all. I do my best. If I can't get back to you, please understand, I just can't handle it. I've got other things I've got to do too. I can't just stop everything right now and answer that. So I'll try to answer most of the general questions like this through my rants or, general postings on our website or something. But so appreciate your interest and concern. just so touches me that so many are interested enough to call or text. You know, I just can't deal with them all individually, but thank you so much for that. So I'll keep you posted. You know, we're just, tonight's going to be critical for us. They're calling for gusts maybe over 50 miles an hour. Some have even said maybe higher. With the ground is wet, and as you can see, all the trees that we love here in the Carolinas, but they can become really dangerous during a situation like this. And so just continue your prayers, and especially all those on the coast. Our beach house is getting hammered as we speak, at least the place. It's not there any longer. Our lot is. I can't believe how it seems like it was especially targeted, but that's not near as important as all the people down there. And right now they're all good. And we have a church building. We have a building our church meets in on Market Street in Wilmington. Had no clue what the condition of that is. But the main thing are our people are good. I think they're great spirits. They love challenges. They rise up to things like this. And but it could be a long haul. So thank you. And thank you for your prayers and your interest. And I'll try to update you as I can.